Honestly, I recommend it. This is honestly going to be a short review because I'm only going to discuss the video capabilities of this lens since most people get a 24-70 for videography. So I'm going to list all the pros and cons of this lens. It's a pretty, I say budget lens, but I think the pros far outweigh the cons of this lens, especially the price. So the lens comes in at around $700 right now. I think when it released, it was like $1,000, like on the dot. But it's a pretty like standard zoom. It's just not your G Master or your Sigma. It's pretty much one of those lenses that you get just for like a really quick, I need a 24-70 type situation, and you don't want to spend like $1,500 to $2,000 on a G Master on the Sigma. So this is a pretty good alternative. I got this one for $400 on Marketplace. So I was like, you know what? I've always wanted a 24-70. Let me just go ahead and jump the gun and get me a 24-70, which is like, I guess, a mid-focal length. It's not like super wide, and it's also not like super tight. So it's like right there in the middle. So most people use it for video just because if you were going to go anything further, you're probably going to want to just get a prime because you're not going to shoot video on a 70 to 200. Most of the time you're not, but a lot of times people that shoot video are going to use a gimbal, and putting a 24-70 is probably your best bet over a 70 to 200. Now on to sample footage. Here are a few of my favorite shots that I got from this lens. I actually shot these the other day. I was helping my friend shoot a music video, and I just thought, why not just, test this lens out, how sharp it is and how the colors range. It actually did really well. Some of these shots I'm actually really impressed with. I wouldn't mind taking it out again. It's one of those lenses where it's so versatile with 24mm on the wide end and 70 on the long end. Most of these shots I shot in 24 and 35mm, just since we were in a very cramped kind of apartment. But it impressed me. Another fun fact about this lens is that it does support filters. The filter thread size, I believe, is 82mm for this lens. So if you did want to put CPL NDs, it does support that. Now, again, I said I was going to talk a little bit of how it does with photos. I'm going to show two raw photos, both of me mom. We went to Hawaii, and I just wanted to test it out and see how sharp the lens is at f2.8. Of course, if you go up to f5.6, it's going to be way sharper. But, of course, like you get an f2.8 lens, you're going to want, to shoot at f2.8 just for the bokeh effect. But it actually did really well. The chromatic aberration wasn't too crazy. It was really sharp. As you see, it captured a lot of her pores in her face. It was one of those kind of things where I would use it if I had to for photo, but I'm obviously going to always go to my primes first. But this is one of those lenses where it's just very versatile to where if you just wanted to take pictures on it, you could. I'm very big on primes. I'm not really a fan of zooms like that, but this is one of those lenses where it's really sharp and it gives me like professional level sharpness to where I could edit and post and give it a chromatic aberration or anything else like flaws. But no, the colors are pretty good in this lens. It's got a bit of a green hue, but it does shoot warm sometimes. But it's just, of course, depending on your white balance, you can always fix that. But it's a really good lens in terms of like sharpness and limiting on chromatic aberration. I'm also going to address one of the problems that people bring up when talking about this lens, which is that it can break off of your mount. And I actually think I figured out why it does that, and it's easy. Take your lens off your camera. People will say it's because it has the plastic screws that go into it. If you were to take the lens apart, you'll see it has 4 plastic like fitments, and that's pretty much to protect your mount just in case the lens were to get hit, and it won't rip your mount off your camera along with it. So it's better to have plastic mounts, because my Tamron actually had the same thing, because I dropped my Tamron and it broke off of my camera. I have a new one, of course, but it's not just this lens that have the plastic to protect your lens mount, just in case like if the lens was to get hit, it wouldn't rip your whole mount off. On one of the reviews, the guy was like, he pulled his camera out of the bag and the lens just fell right off the mount. I get it, it's a lot of like amateurs and people like that just have this as a hobby, but you're gonna want to get a lens holder or like a lens bag just so you don't have to keep your lens on your camera. You shouldn't be keeping your lens on your camera in your camera bag. That's probably why it broke off. I think that would happen with any lens, especially since people just treat their lenses like toys. And the fact that the review, he explained that he just took the camera right out the bag, meaning that the camera and the lens weren't disconnected. That's probably why. But I always disconnect my lenses and my camera before I, put them in my bag. You shouldn't have your lens on your camera while you're in your camera bag, because you never know the kind of blunt force trauma that your bag is going to face whenever you're moving it around or dropping it on the ground or putting it down. Anything can happen. So with the reviews that's saying it broke off the camera, they really never tell you like, oh yeah, but I've had the camera and the lens attached and it's been glued to my camera ever since I bought it, and over time I've been keeping it in my bag. I just put the camera in my bag with the lens, and it just keeps, over time, just keeps hitting the lens, hitting the lens, hitting the lens and the camera until it finally just falls off. I know this review was short. I'm still kind of being consistent, trying to be consistent on my YouTube journey. I'm going to start to review some of my camera gear just to, get out and start to create more. I have a few vintage lenses over here that I'm actually going to do some reviews on too, Minolta and Vivitar, that I'm actually really impressed with for about 50, 60-year-old lenses. But yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.